Christine with Shortcut to Happiness.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Discussing what's happening in Los Angeles during this lockdown and how we are keeping our sanity during it or not keeping it. With our cameraman, Ken Aaron.
Yeah.
How are you, Ken?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
I
really
gotta,
have much
one
editing,
second,
but you have your son with you during lockdown.
Yeah.
And he has left already. But he's there with his family, his wife, and his son. And the lockdown has been extended from what, the 15th to the 30th?
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard it was extended to April 30th?
Well, I actually had a really severe reaction to that. Very surprising because I'm normally kind of aloof. But I had this feeling like we just went over the precipice. It's like, uh-oh, like a roller coaster going over the hill. It's not going to end in 2 weeks. Not that it was going to end, not that it's going to go to April 30th, but the feeling of like, what if this all just cascades into a dystopian future where we're all walking around dressed like wearing full dress Muslim clothes so that we
hazmat suits or something. Yeah. Well, your life hasn't changed that much. You're not going to your parties, your get-togethers and stuff, but you're still going out for your walks and you're with your family.
Yeah, my life personally isn't that bad. It's, it's a little bit confining with the people I'm living with and so forth. Because we've passed curiosity. It's like familiarity breeds contempt. When you're with somebody for X number of years, it's kind of like boring. But or irritating or something. Well, could be. But actually, this networking software, this conferencing software has been very good because we're having meetings with other people, talking with my brother. He'd never used it before. He was just like a kid in the toy store. So, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. We could talk across the country. It's amazing. And he's a technical person, but he never used this. Some people that just haven't used any of this.
I haven't used like FaceTime. I don't like the video on the phone, but it seems like it's something we're going to have to start doing because it is kind of nice.
It's much better than not.
My life has changed a lot. I mean, I did not have enough to do. And now that I can't go to clients, I can't go to work, I can't go to meetings. I mean, I'm just in this room. This is it. What you see is pretty much it. And I don't know, I've been losing it. I mean, I've been watching videos, doing some reading, doing some research, signing up for everything that I can, checking out the SBA and EDD and cash and all that, because what happens if this goes on for another 6 months? I mean, could it? There's something that's happening. So we just have to be prepared.
I think what we do is you and I go down to Marina del Rey and we commandeer a boat, just sail off.
A boat?
A boat, yeah, we sail away, go to Tahiti or something. Just go out on the ocean, go somewhere.
There was a guy out on a paddleboard, though, in Santa Monica, and he got arrested.
Yeah, I know.
And you're only supposed to be one person in a car.
No. Really?
Yes. There was this family with a mother, the father, and 3 kids, and they got pulled over. And the story is there was no one to watch the kids, and the mother didn't drive. So actually, the father should have got the groceries, right? But the mother wanted to get the groceries.
No, we go. I mean, you see, this is the problem with a robotic bureaucracy. It's me, Johnny, and Grace. Okay, if one of us gets it, we try to keep. I make a joke out of it. Somebody says, "Well, you got to maintain social space, distance between you and your wife and your son." I say, "Well, that's never been a problem. I'm willing to be 6 feet away." So, but we're together, so it's obvious. We've already talked about it. If person A gets it, B and C don't have it, A will stay in a room. You've been here, so I can
Right,
stay
but
in a
if
room.
one gets it, you guys are already exposed.
That's
And if
right.
you look up coronavirus, it says common cold.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So what's really going on? There's many theories of what's going on,
I
you
know.
know?
I know. I came across a good one the other night, not from you, but from another person. This woman, and I guess she's in Texas, and she gave a very good explanation of what's going on, a very good viewpoint. She doesn't call it a pandemic; she calls it a plandemic.
Right, right,
That it was
right.
planned, and so it's a common
Well,
cold virus, very functional for taking over control of the population. But I'm just saying that on that one point, if we, when I drive Grace to the post office because she had to pick something up. Our son doesn't want us going anywhere, But I said, well, she's got to go get something out of the PO box like you do, right? So
right.
I'll drive just so that it's less, I'll sit there so you don't have to find a parking space, that kind of a
Oh
thing,
yeah.
or anything like that, So, or I had to go pick my son up somewhere and drive back. So it doesn't matter if there's 3 or 4 people, if they're all part of the same unit. In fact, that's what the doctors are talking about, given that it is what they say it is. They say the reason they want people to stay in their house, just on the hypothesis that everything they're saying is actual, is that you don't understand this unless you're dealing with a lot of cases. So here's a couple and they're quarantined and this and that. And all of a sudden, a woman gets the virus because she gave her daughter a hug after her daughter shook hands with her neighbor who, got contaminated by the plumber. So they're saying, like, to break the chain, you just can't talk to anybody at all because you don't know who's got it or not. Just like a science fiction story. But if the 3 people in the car are the same people, it's a unit. Anybody who's contaminated and goes into a place, then
The
that
other
whole
ones are
place is
exposed. But
that's the
two
unit.
weeks isn't going to be enough. I mean,
Yeah,
because it keeps getting passed. I mean, I know they have the public restroom shut down. I went to check my mail uh, Sunday, but you can't use any restroom because now they're saying they spread it by flushing the toilet and it sprays up in the air.
yeah, yes,
So make sure you go to the restroom before you go out because they're shut down.
yeah. That's not good for the homeless either,
No.
and they can't really solve that, even if they put I forget what you call those, the
Porta potty?
porta potties. Yeah, I think there's a cuter term
Well,
for it.
those are actually safer because you're not flushing them.
No, 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 no. They're open at A.
And you're
So
touching surfaces.
that's
You touch the
everything.
doorknob when you go in and out of a place. Each doorknob, you touch the faucet, right?
Yeah, your rear end touches the seat, everything, and everything touches everything there. So, yeah, public facilities, even water fountains, it isn't. It's like even if your mouth doesn't touch the faucet, your hands touching the same place everybody else is pushing water
Right,
on.
right.
So if it
Well,
is,
I always have long like
yeah,
blouses and stuff. So then it's like you going like that, and then but when you're going out in public and you're in line with like Darth Vader, times 100.
but here's the question. Let me ask you a question, so I'll stop talking. If it goes this way, this dystopian thing, you're a pretty stable person. You could live a life like that. I mean, apart from you have to have food and shelter and everything. But if it was this crazy world where we're all talking through, you can't even kiss somebody. You have to kiss through cellophane or something, because you can't touch anybody. Actually, that's a thing in
No more
Judaism.
handshaking.
No more handshaking, which is just the beginning.
Now we're gonna like do the elbows or
That's right.
something.
So let's say living life like that, or even something, and like they can open up the restaurants. All they have to do is arrange the seats so that everybody's like the tables are 20 feet apart. and then a party comes in, and that's a group.
Yeah, but your waiter comes closer to you when he brings the food, you
Well, yeah,
know.
we could use robots. They have little robots coming.
Well, they were doing it in like Florida, restaurants were still allowed, right? And now they got a lockdown there too. But it's just bizarre. And if you keep going like this, I mean, it is a type of prison, right?
Yeah.
You have more things, maybe a better wardrobe, right? But I do find that why comb your hair? Why brush your teeth as much, right?
Well, for Zoom, for here.
You have to for Zoom. Yes, yes.
I
But
had,
unless you're on Zoom, you don't have to shave your legs.
yes, I haven't shaved my legs in a month.
And we will say we are close to Hollywood, so don't be surprised what we
Yeah,
have to do out here.
yeah. So, but do you think you could put up with that kind of a sterile world, or whatever level it is? I mean,
I would leave. I would leave. I would go someplace where it's not so sterile. I mean, LA is the worst. I think it's absolutely one of the worst. Maybe New York is pretty bad too because it's so overpopulated there. But they're still going on the subways. You're supposed to take turns going on the elevators.
that's not going to hack it, though. That's not going to make good enough, because
What?
just waiting and going in the elevator by yourself because it's supposed to persist in the mist in the air. The virus, you can still catch it.
Right. And even if you take the stairwell, when you pass someone, what is that, 3 feet when you pass them on the stairwell?
Yeah. Have you ever been in a situation like this before?
No, no. I don't know if the country's been in a situation like this before. I mean, even when I go to pick up my mail, I do get worried that I might get pulled over, because is the post office, your mailbox, an essential thing to do? And I say yes, because I have documentation that I'm hoping will come in. But the fact is, I'm not getting much mail. I mean, in the last week, it has gone like to zero. So maybe the people who send you mail can't go to the post office to get stamps to send you it. Have you noticed a decrease in mail at all?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although
because
yeah,
the mass advertisers, that fill the mailbox, they probably withhold because they're not, that's mostly to get you to go to the supermarket. I don't know.
right,
I don't do the mailbox. Grace does. Oh, look at
right.
that! I've never met your cat. Who is that cat?
This is Starlight.
Whoa, it's a calico cat, but it's mostly black.
Brown and black. Yeah.
Matches your blouse. It looks as black as your blouse.
Black is good because you don't have to change it so often. I mean, I find that too. I mean, I have to go to the laundry, so I don't want to go to the laundry that often, and the people in the laundry is acting kind of weird. So just make it so I don't have to go as often.
I saw something. So you don't think you would go somewhere else? You don't want to put up with this sterile environment?
No, no. I mean, even if I got something, I mean, $1,200 from the government
That's nothing.
is nothing, right? And I was just about to do 7,000 a month, between my regular clients, one client doubled, and then the census was supposed to start up in May. But $1,200, you would have to go someplace where rent is like $300 instead of always worrying about. And the people, I haven't talked to one of my friends, but she has like her little place that has like five, like a studio, upstairs apartment and stuff. And they're telling people not to pay their rent. And that's how she makes her money. So I see this like little trickle down collapse happening soon. I was just watching the cat to make sure she didn't knock over my water, but it's fine.
She's
But
not. Yeah.
but if you don't have that much money, I mean, yes, you stop paying almost everything, right? And even my insurance company says you have 3 months. They say taxes, you have 3 months, but I don't know if that's true for small businesses, not to pay your franchise tax board. I would think so. But who's going to pay on their credit cards? I mean, cash is really important right now. You got to hold on to it. And you got to think, if this goes on for a while, are you really going to come back? Are your clients going to be able to come back? I mean, even the clients I know that have good money, I mean, they spend good money too. Although right now you can't spend it unless you're Costco or Amazon.
Yeah, well, I think there's people are trying to be creative. I saw an article about a woman who was modeling on Zoom. So she would have, people, she would pose, short poses for a minute, and then a master pose for like a half hour. And then artists would come in and use that. Or you could become a consultant for helping people declutter or anything. Just, I think, and what I'm trying to say is people are trying to forge some kind of a barter or income system.
Well, the people who already created a business that are rolling along on Zoom, on YouTube, might be even doing better because everyone's home. My daughter, she posted a fundraiser for her school. I am the only person who donated, and usually she probably has 50 donations of like $10 each. So I donated $10. But I mean, people just don't want to spend money right now because they don't know when the next check is coming in.
Yeah. Yes.
So the thing is that you have to find your way to be calm and say, we were in the 1600s, there was no TV, no telephone, no radio, and they existed, but they had a lot to do. They're planning their farm, they're usually up at sunrise and in the house by sunset because it was dark. So that mentality of how did our ancestors stay calm when there isn't stuff that we're used to, instant gratification and entertainment. At least we do still have the internet, but that might go down for 3 days as well. We don't know.
Oh my God, yeah. That'll be terrible.
So no cell phones. There's an application called Zello. It's like a walkie-talkie that you can install. But 3 days of no internet, good time for meditation, I guess, or reading a book. And I do have my little book lights. At least we still have electricity and hot water. I mean, if we didn't have that, those are two of my absolutely essential.
Electricity and hot water.